So we want to find BA. So the vector BA, right? BA we move from B to what? B to O. Am I right? B to O. Then what? O to what? O to A. And this is the direction. All right. Now, what will I do next? So BA is BO plus what? OA.
Yes.
After that, what will I do next?
It's going to write on the coordinate. You're
All
going
right.
the opposite direction.
So if you're
It's
going the opposite
negative.
direction, it will be negatives, right?
Negative.
So we put negative of OB. OB is actually 3 and what? 3 and 4, right? So 3 and 4 plus OA. OA will give me what? 6 and what? 6 and 2. Just remember that thing, right? Just remember that thing. This negative will affect both up and down, right? It will affect both up and what? Down. So the top would have been -3 and the bottom would have been -4. Everybody agree with me? Right. Then we are going to add with the what? OA. So when we add with the OA, we get 6 and 2. Right. So when I work out this, I'm going to get here -3 plus 6 will give me 3. And -4 plus 2 give me -2. And this will give me my final what? Answer for BA, the vector BA. Any question? Any question? This is how we find what? BA. So if you are just joining us at May 2012 paper, all right? May 2012. And we are starting from the back to the front. So we are doing number 10, 11 first, then later move on to number 10, number 9, until we reach wherever we can reach before 12 midnight. Okay, guys. So that's the strategy for tonight. Okay. So get 3 and what? Negative what? 2. Any question? All right. So let's move on now. This time around, we want to find B what? BC. Can I move on to BC now? Can I move on to BC?
Sir.
All right. So let's go now. Now, can
Sir.
somebody help me to find? Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, just let us write it off first.
Okay, if you're writing it, please be fast for me. We don't have much time. All right. Okay, so if you're writing it, please just do that as quick as possible. And remember that I'll record it and put it on YouTube too, so you can have access to it. Hopefully by tomorrow morning also, depending how the recording is being done. Right? So we're going to find BC now. So if we want to find BC, we say B to C, right? would have been from B to O, from B to O, all right, plus what?
O to C.
O to C. Right, then we have this one going this way and this going that way, all right? Now, so we want to find BO. My BO would have been opposite of what? OB. So this also be negative like the previous one. We put 3 and 4 plus OC. OC would have been what? 12 and what? 12 negative
Negative
2.
2.
All right. All right. So remember that the negative affects both up and down. So we get negative 3 and negative 4. All right. Then what we do here, we add it to what? The 12 and what? 12, 12 and negative 2. When we work out this one, we are going to get um, negative 3 plus 12 will give me 9. And negative 4 plus this will give me a negative what? Negative 6.
6.
All right, so we get to what? 9 what? Negative what? 6. Everybody clear with that? Any question? Okay, are we here? Can I move on?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the next one they ask, right? State one geometrical relationship between BA and BC. I want you to look carefully to the figures you have. You have 3, -2, and you have 9, -6. Now, what comes to your mind? Look at the figures, right? And tell me if you observe something. What do you observe?
There are factors.
They are factors. So you are saying that they are multiple of one another, right?
Yeah.
Now, how many times will you multiply the BC to get what? BA?
3 times 3 again.
3
9.
times, right? So what they ask for one geometrical relationship, right? So what we are going to say, they are multiple of one another. So we are going to say that the BC is equal to 3 times of what? BA. Everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
BC is equal to 3 times. Once we establish that, you say therefore they are parallel. They can be parallel but unequal, right? They are parallel but what? Unequal, right? They are what? Parallel. They are parallel, right? But unequal. Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
Somebody's background. Okay. When you answer the question, just be nice and just lock it off. Once you realize that you have a noise at your background. All right. Beautiful. So we've gone with number 11, I and II. So this time around, we are moving on to the last part now. They asked me to sketch, right? They asked me to sketch the relative positions of A, B, and what? C. So for me to do this, I need to clear the board, right? So um, let me know when it's okay to clear the board so I can clear the board and do the sketch for everybody to see.
Okay, sir.
Oh, okay, great. So I am going to clear the screen now, and we are going to make this. Now remember, no, they asked us to make a sketch. They never say we should take any drawing it in nice stuff. It's just a sketch. So for me to make the sketch, I am going to draw something like this. I come here, right, and I draw this. You follow everyone now. So remember that when you do this one, this is going to be your y-axis, and this one going to be your x what axis. And of course, remember that you have to put the arrow to show that this is the arrow going for the x-axis, and this is the arrow going for the what y-axis. Clear so far? Now, the first thing we are going to position is how we write the vector OA, which is 6 and 2. So let's assume that this side is 6. Assume that for argument's sake, I'm going to put here like this side is 6 because it's a sketch. Then 2, I put 2 some over here. So I put here 2 and I put here 6. Then I am going to draw my line because it's a sketch from this point right up to this point, something like this. Right? So at this point here, I name it what? A. Right? At this point, I name it what? I name this point A. All right. Then I'll do the same for B. OB is for 4 and 3. 3 and 4. 3 would that be what? 3 will be between 0 and what? 6. So I'll come here. This is 3. Right. And 4 will be somewhere at the top. Right. 4 will be somewhere at the top. Am I right? So they would have been 4. So we are talking of 3 and 4 will be somewhere like this. Somewhere this way. Right. Then we'll just draw the line from this point right up to this point. Right. And we name this one what? B. Remember, no, it's just a sketch. It's not the exact thing we are doing. Is that okay? Then the last one we are going to do, right? Would I be more? Okay. The next the next one we are going to do is this. It's 12 and what? 12 and 6. 12 and what? 12 and -2. So I come to 12. Let's say 12 will be somewhere over here. So I put here 12. Right. And I'm looking for -2. All right. All right. Then we come here. We're looking for -2. So we come right to this point here. Right. And this should have been it. So fragments, we'll put 2 some over here. -2 some over here. So here you put your negative what? -2 right here. And you put the dot right here. And this point should have been what? C. So I have A, B, and what? C. All right. So they say we should make a what? A sketch. Remember that it's just a sketch, right? It's not the actual thing. Any question? Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
Good. Any questions so far? All right. Okay. So if there are no questions, let's move on. Let's go move on to um let's move on to the next question. B now, right? Let's look at 11B. Now, how will I do 11B? Now, who can look at 11B and tell me what type of what matrix you are dealing with for the first part, right? For the first part, what type of matrix are we dealing with? Look at this carefully for me. Calculate the values of A and B such that A -4, B 1, then 2 -4, 1 and 3 is equal to that, right? And we want to find the values of A and B. Talk to me. What are we looking for over here? Mm-hmm. Anyone want to tell me what will do A -4, 1B, then we have 2 -4, 1 and 3 is equal to 2, 0, 0, 2. I want to find this, right? What will I do? Anyone? Anyone want to try? Come on, exams is Wednesday, no? Exams is right around the corners, right? So it's Wednesday. Even if you don't know what to do, ask yourself, what's the best chance? What's the best thing you could have given yourself out?
Multiply the first bracket by the second bracket.
You multiply the first this is actually equal matrix, right? So you are going to multiply the first bracket to the what? Second what? Bracket. That is all it requires you to do here. You multiply row by what? Column, right? We are going to multiply row by what? Column. So here we are going to get A times 2, right? Plus what? -4 times 1. All right. Then we'll do the next one. The next one are going to be what? 1 times 2 plus B times 1. Everybody agree? Then we'll do the next column. We are going to get A times -4 right? Plus what? -4 times 3. -4 times -3.
Times -3.
Okay. So what will be the last column? What will I write for the last row here?
Last column.
You want to try it?
The last column.
The last row. This one here. What will I put here now?
1.
1, yes, 1 times what?
1.
1 times -4.
1 times -4, yes.
4 plus B times -3.
-3.
Okay, is it times B times what?
B
B
times
times-
-3.
Okay, B times -3. All right. So that be time B times -3. Beautiful. All right. So this will give me what? 2A plus what? -4.
-4.
Right. Then what?
-4A
So -4A. Okay, -4A.
plus
Plus what? Now
positive 12.
negative what?
It will be
Positive 12.
positive
because
12.
All right. Then yeah,
Positive
1 times 2 give me
2
2 plus
2
B.
plus
plus
B.
B
Right. Then what?
plus B. Then
Negative
-4 plus
Negative.
-3B.
Okay. So this would have been, we multiply what? This. Are you following that? 2A plus -4, -4A plus 12, 2 plus B, and -4 plus negative what? 3B. Then we are going to equal this. So we are going to equal this all to what? 2 -4.
2 0 0 2.
No, 2 0. Oh no.
No,
2
we
0.
don't have any negative.
That's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. So be 2 0, 2 0, 0, what? 0, 2.
0, 2.
All right, we are multiplying this, right? So when we are doing the equal matrix, remember what the you equal those ones in the same positions, right? So what we are going to do here, this is the first one here, right? We equal it to the first one here. Everybody see that? Right. So you are going to say that 2a plus negative 4 is equal to 2. And we want to find what? A, right? So that 2a plus negative 4 is equal to 2. This is equal matrix. So you're going to say 2a is equal to 2 plus
There you go.
4. 2 plus 4. Now remember that the 4 was a negative number. You carry it over, it becomes what? Positive. All right. So you're going to get 2a is equal to 6. Then a is equal to what? 6 divided by what? 2, which give me what? 3. Everybody agree with me so far? Everybody agree with me so far?
Not really, sir.
What do you mean by not really? What happened?
Sir, we have the 2a plus negative 4. It shouldn't just be negative 4.
It is the same thing.
Yep. All right. Yeah.
Positive times negative give negative. So don't worry, it's the same thing. Any other question? So remember now, when we have a positive and negative, it becomes negative. So all this one that we prefer as a negative, then you bring it over this side, kind of positive. As simple as that. Follow everyone? Okay. So we finished with the first A. We are going to look at the second A now. So the other one is going to be 4A plus 12 is equal to what? 0, right? And what you find is to be negative 4A equals to 0 negative 4 minus what? 12.
12. Negative 12.
Right? So it'd be what? Negative 4A is equal to negative 12. Right.
Sure.
Let's say A is equal to negative 12 over negative 4. All right. And we're supposed to get the same answer as before, right? Because all the A's have to get the same value, which is what? Positive what?
3.
3. Follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So somebody should go ahead and find a B, please. Can you go ahead and find a B?
Yes.
So let's go and find a value of B. Okay, so some people have found B already, right? So the B for you to find a B, it had been 2B, 2 plus B, 2 plus B is equal to 0. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
That would be what? B equals to what? 0 minus 2 is B, not 6. Is that okay? 0 minus 2.
Yeah, negative 2.
So B
Get -2
will give me a negative 2.
-4.
Now, so that will give you for B. Now you can try the other one, -4. Try the other one too. Both of them have to give you the same answer, right? But I'll give you some trick. In terms of exam scenario, right? When you're in the exams room, you realize that this is A and this is also A. You don't need to do the two of them at the same time. You can only do one, and the one will be enough to get the answer for A. Follow me up, because basically if you do the next one, the
Okay.
same number, so you'd have wasted your time.
I get the same answer.
Right. So
Okay.
something you could learn from that, right? But we are practicing, so I'm doing everything. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So I put it equals to 2, right? So this will give me, when you look at this one, this will give me negative 3B. 3B is equal to 0. 0 plus, no,
-2.
it will be 2. Sorry, it had been 2. It had been what? 2, right?
Negative is
It had been 2. 2 plus
okay.
2
Plus
plus,
4.
2
4.
plus 4. 2
all right,
plus 4.
right. So get me a negative 3B. Negative 3B is equal to 6.
6. Then you divide it, negative 3
So,
by 6.
so B is equal to what? 6 divided by what?
Negative 3.
Divided by negative 3. All right. So B will give me what? Negative what?
2.
Negative 2. So we get back the same result. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in the exam scenario, no, you don't waste your time. You just do one of them and you're good to go. Okay. So that's it for the 11, 10, or 10B now. 11B, sorry. Let's move on to the next question now. Right. So those who are copying, just do quick, or you screenshot it, the later can move on.
Okay, sir. So we say is
Okay, tell me if it's okay, we can move on to the next question.
yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to clear the screen. So remember, we are doing the May 2012 paper. All right. What I can do is look for the file itself and send it to you guys now, or I'll put it in the one Google Class. When you get access to it, I can just do that. Okay. Oh yeah, I can put in a marathon WhatsApp group, the what Google Classroom, so you can get it. Is that okay? So that will be easier for everybody. Now
Yes, sir.
let's move on. Later after the class, I will send it to you. Yeah, now they say we should find the inverse of a matrix 2, -4, -1, and 3. So by now, everybody should know how to find the inverse of a matrix, right? Now, so talk to me. How will you find the inverse of a matrix?
You cross multiply.
No.
They're the same.
Inverse of a matrix. Go back to your notes and see how will you find the inverse of a matrix. Right. It's one over determinant, right? So I say the inverse of, if you want to find the inverse of A, right? So normally it's 1 over the determinant of A. It will be 1 over the determinant of A, right? 1 over the determinant of
Just
A, right? Times the what?
Adjoint.
Times the adjoint of A.
Yeah.
All right.
adjoin.
times the adjoint of A. Is that okay? So just remember that. Is that okay? All right. So that's why I say I'm starting from the back, because I know that most of the time we forget to concentrate on some basic concepts. Yeah. Now, so how do I find it? Will be 1 over the what? Determinant. How do I find determinant of this matrix here? Anybody remember what I do? I
You
want to find
cross multiply.
I
2
will
multiply by
hold on. So it's the leading diagonal, is the product of the leading diagonal minus the product of the other diagonal, right? Just like what you see in layman term. So it would have been 2 times -3, which is the leading diagonal, right? Minus 1 times 1 times -4, right? Then -4 here, then times the what? Times the adjoint. Anybody remember how to do the adjoint part? What do we do to get
we
the adjoint? Talk to me, guys.
switch the diagonal, the first one,
Right?
the first top one with the bottom.
Okay, we switch the leading diagonal. So we put here -3 and we put here what? 2. Right? So we switch this diagonal. What do we do with the other diagonal? What do we do?
Change the
Switch the sign.
sign.
We change the what?
Sign.
Say
Anybody remember?
-1
We change the
and
sign.
+4.
Negative -1, +4. Beautiful. All right. So just bear in mind that, right? That's what we do, right? So let me just run through again. How do you find the determinant? The determinant is you 1 over the product of the leading diagonal, which would have been 2 times 3, minus the other diagonal, which is 1 times -4, times the adjoint. For the adjoint now, you switch the leading diagonal. In other words, wherever you have 2, you put -3, and where you have 2, you put what? 2. Then for the other diagonal, you change the sign. I repeat, you change the sign. So this is positive, it becomes negative, and this is negative, it becomes what? Positive. So let's go ahead and work it out and see what our answer will look like. So this will give me -6 here, right? Minus -4. Now, so what you realize actually, negative will give me positive, right? So we end up by getting -6 plus 4. For the bottom part, -6 plus 4. -6 plus 4 give me -2. So in other words, my answer for the inverse would have been -1 over 2. Why -1? This -2 here is, that's why I put it this way. Everybody get that? Times the what? The adjoint, which will give me -3, 4, right? This will be -1, and this will be a positive what? 2. So this is the answer for the what? Inverse, right? This is my answer for my inverse. Any question? So the answer will be -1 over 2, -3, -1, 4, and 2. Mm-hmm. Any questions so far? Okay, can we move on now?
Yes, sir.
Can we move on? All right. Now remember that we have
Are
a
you?
long way to, right? We have a long way to do. We have 11 good questions to do. We just do only what? The first one. All right. We're not even finished do the first one good. So we have to move a little bit fast, right? To cover as much grounds as possible. All right, guys. Okay, so everybody bear in mind this answer, right? They say use the inverse of that to solve x and what? Y of the matrix that. So with somebody going to give me the answer for the inverse, right? Then we're going to use that to solve the simultaneous equation. So for this, I'm clearing the screen. Now for you to solve the simultaneous equation, this is a simultaneous equation, right? This is your A, this is your X, and this is your B. The formula to solve the simultaneous equation using the matrix method is X is equal to A inverse times B. Right. So this one here would have been your what? This would have been your formula to find the what? Solve simultaneous equation. Now, wherever you have x, you represent the x by xy. So you are going to put the xy here. You put the x at the top and put y at the what? Bottom. All right. Is equal to my A inverse. How do I find my A inverse here? We have to find the A inverse. We calculated the A inverse. We got -1/2. So you'd have to do it over, right? Because this and this, they are the same, right? Then the adjoint was -3 here, and here was +2, and this one became -1, and this one was 4. Good. Then this one now, you are going to, that is the A inverse part. Then our B is going to be what? 12 and what? 12 and 7. Right. So we are going to multiply this and we'll get our final answer. So what do we do here, guys? What do we do? How will I multiply? Can somebody talk to me? How will I multiply -3, 4, -1 and 2, 2 and what? 12 and 7. How will I work out this? Anyone? How will I work? I want to find the value of x and y. Talk to me, guys. What will I do?
Multiply that bracket that you're pointing on with the other bracket, sir.
Okay, so multiply row by what?
By column.
Column. All right. So we are going to get what? -1/2,
14.
right?
Yes.
Open brackets. So we are going to get what? -3 times 12, right? Plus 4 times what? 7. Okay. Then the other one will be what? -1 times 12 plus 2 times 7. All right. Then we are going to work it out now. So we are going to get -1/2. Right, open brackets. Now -3 times 12 will give me negative what? What do we get?
-36.
-36. Beautiful. Plus what? 4 times 7. What do I get?
28.
Okay. Now -1 times 12 will give me -12. Right. Plus what? 2 times 7 will give me what?
14.
Okay. All right. So when I work out all this one here, I'm going to get -1/2 right? Then I work out negative 36 plus 28 will give me negative 8. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then negative 12 plus what? 40 will give me what?
42.
Negative positive 2, right? That will give me
Yeah.
a positive what?
Positive
Positive
2.
2. Good. So we get positive 2. All right. So when you get a positive 2 now, we are going to work out this one here, right? So this will give me negative 8 times negative 1 over 2. Then I have what? 2 times negative 1 over 2. Now we'll work out this. Now, then 2 goes to 1 time, 2 goes to what? 4 times, right? Then 2 goes to 1 time, and 2 goes to 1 time. So what is left at the top is left with 4 at the top,
-1.
negative 1 at the what? Bottom. All right. So in other words, here, we are going to say that my x value is equal to 4, right? And my y value is equal to what? Negative what?
1.
Negative 1, right? And this is my what? Answer. So guys, it's important for us to know how to find the inverse of a what? Matrix. All right. Then remember that if you can't find the inverse of a matrix, right, that means that matrix should be what? A singular what? Matrix. Okay. So just later sit down and look at all the factors in what? Everything involving matrices, all the little concepts which you need to know. Okay. So we finish with number, we just finished with number what? Number, which number is
11.
this? Number 11.
11.
Oh my God. So you see how long one question took us to do? Right. So it's important we practice as crazy as ever, right? For this short term left for us to do whatever. Okay. Okay. So let's do what we need to do, right? And mash up these exams and forget about it. So this is it for number 11. Now, so waiting for a minute or so for those who are writing, or for those who want to screenshot it, you do so for me. Then I move on to the next question, which is number 10. Okay, can I move on now? Can I move on to number 10?
Yes, sir.
All right, so remember, if you are just joining us, we are starting from the back to the front of the May 2012 paper. Okay, so I'm going to clear this now. Right, and we'll move on to number 10. So this is how number 10 look like. Number 10 has two parts. The first part has to do with sine rule and cosine rule, and the second part has to do with circle theorem, right? So let's go and see how will I do the first part. The diagram below, not drawn to scale, shows a quadrilateral QRST in which QS is 7 centimeters, ST is 10, QT is 8, angle SRQ is 60 degrees, and angle RQS is 48 degrees. They say calculate the length of RS. That's the first part of the question. The second part of the question, calculate the measure of angle QTS. Both questions are for 3 marks. So we are going to start the first one. They asked me to find RS. So the good question is this: if I'm going to find RS, which part of the triangle will I use to find the RS? That's question number one. Anybody want to respond to that?
Yes.
The triangle at the front here, so the little one.
The little one. Okay, so what do we call the little one? We don't know what the little one means. What do you call the little one, miss?
So the one with the R, the QRS.
Right. So you have to be a little more specific, right? The one with the word
QRS.
PRS. Good. So we're using that particular one, right? So now, is this particular triangle we are talking of, is it a right angle triangle or a non-right angle triangle?
Sorry, right angle.
You sure? Do you see
Non-right angle triangle, none.
do you see the 90 degrees inside there? No. So if you don't see anything like that, it means it's a non-right angle what? Triangle. So the question is if it's a non-right angle triangle, you have only two options. You can use Pythagoras theorem, you can use trigonometry ratio. You have to use either sine rule or what? Cosine what? Rule.
You know them some.
So look at it and tell me which rule will you what? Use. Are you going to use the sine rule? Are you going to use the what? Cosine what? Rule.
You have two angles on the side if we cosine.
Sine rule.
Right. So here you have to look carefully, right? If you have two sides, two angles, and only one side, that means that you have to use what? The sine rule. But moreover, when do we know to use the sine rule? There's one major clue when you know that you can always use the sine rule. Anybody can tell me? There's a major clue to tell you whenever you can use the sine rule. Anybody can tell me?
So
When they have a matching word, pair.
Yeah.
Thank you. When there is a word, matching word, pair. So here, when there is a matching pair, we can always use the word, the sine rule. What do you mean by matching pair? For those who don't know what is a matching pair you are from here going this way, like the angle and each side, we call it what? Matching what? Pair. So see the angle and you see the side, it means we call it what? Matching pair. The angle and the corresponding side, we have those two information, then that's a matching pair. Now, since we want to find RS, so RS would have matched with this now. So you come here and say that, okay, since I want to find RS, this angle and that one will what? Match. Any questions so far of the matching business? So the blue line is what you call the matching pair. Why you call it matching pair? Because I can see the angle and each side. So we call it matching pair. So whenever you have that type of triangle and you see the matching pair, then most likely you can use the sine rule. So if I'm going to use the sine rule, I'm going to use two angles, angle R and angle Q. Is anybody can tell me how will I write the formula for R and Q, please? What will I do? What do we do? We want to find angle R and angle what? No. So how will I write the formula first? Let's start with the formula. How will I write the formula for sine rule in this particular case?
Small q over sine capital Q equal to.
Okay, so we use small q. So what we are going to do, we label the side. Here be small r, right? Here be small r. Here be going to be a small what? Q, right? And here be what? Small what?
What S.
Now, so we use, since we are finding RS, we are going to use the common word Q. Is that okay? The small q. So it's a small q over sine q over
sine capital Q.
Right, sine q, yes.
Equal.
Right, equals to what? Equals to small r over sine what? 60 what? Degrees.
Oh.
Right. Okay, so let me put it this way. Let's write the formula first before I put the information. Sine of what? R. All right. So let's do that the right way. All right, good. All right, then we are going to put in the information now. My small q would have been RS,
RS.
right, over the sine
The
q,
sine,
which is
sine 48 degree.
sine 48 degrees. Yes, so this will be sine 48 degrees. Right, equals to my small r would have been 7,
7,
right,
7,
over sine what, 60 degrees.
sine 60 degree.
So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Now, before you do anything, ensure that your calculator is in degree, right? How do you know that your calculator is in degree? Take your calculator and put sine 90 degrees. You're supposed to get 1. If your answer don't get 1 for sine 90, it means your calculator is still in degree. You need to change the mode. So always remember now, when you go to the exam, so the first you have to do is make sure that your calculator is in what? Degree. Okay? Okay, so somebody can help me, please. Somebody, you find out the sine is 90 is 1. Can you go ahead and tell me what is sine 48 degrees, please? What is sine 48 degrees?
0.74.
So 0. What?
743.
0.743.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's equal to 7 over sine what? Sine 60 degrees. Okay. So talk to me now. I want to find sine 60 degrees. What is sine 60 degrees, please? What is sine 60
0.866.
degrees?
0.866.
0.866. Beautiful. All right. Now remember that I want to find what? RS. So what I'm going to do is cross what? Multiply, right? How do I cross multiply here? I'm going to put RS, right, times 0.866, 0.866, right, it's got to 7 times 0.743, right? So we're going to get RS times 0.866, right, is equal to, now let's multiply 7 times 0.743 and see what we get, please. 7 times 0.743, what do we get? Talk to me, guys. What do I get?
5.201.
5.201. Okay. Now remember, now we're going to find RS, right? So put the RS is equal to 5.201, right? Divided by what? Divided by 0.866, right? So let's find RS now.
6.01.
We get was 6.01, 6.0, 6.01.
Centimeter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We were not told whether it's 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, or whatever. So we leave it right there. Any preguntas? Any question? Any question? Are we good so far?
Yes, sir.
So bear in mind, it's most likely you get something about sine rule and cosine rule, right? But you just have to have an open mind. Is that okay? And remember that always remember whatever past paper you go through, it's not the same questions you are going to get. They will twist questions left, right, center, but you just have to apply your knowledge. That's very important, right? We good so far? All right, so can we move on to the next question? Can we move on to the next question where they ask to define the measure of angle QTS? Can I clear the screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's go here now, right? I've been asked to find angle QTS. So first of all, we have to identify which angle. Now remember now, QTS, which angle are they referring to? Is it the Q, the T, or the S?
T.
Come again?
The T,
T.
The
T,
T.
and the letter that falls in the middle.
Beautiful. The letter that falls in the word middle. So that is something you always have to remember. All right. So we want to find this angle here. So the big question is this: I'll be given a triangle with all the three sides. Listen carefully now. I'll be given a triangle with all the three sides, and I want to find the angle T. Right. Which formula allows me to find the angle when I'm given all the three sides? Which formula allows me to find the angle in a non-right angle triangle with all
C
the
squared equal
Cosine.
A squared
the
plus C
cosine what?
squared.
Okay, so you are referring to the what? Cosine rule, right? So the c square, well, I know that that's what you're coming up with, right? So it's not Pythagoras theorem, but it's what? The cosine what? Rule. So in this case here, we are going to label the sides just like we did for the sine rule, right? So for me to do that, I'll do the same principle. This t here is for this side, so here be small t. Here be small t, right? This angle is for this side, here be small q, and this angle is for that side, here be small s, right? So we are using the cosine what rule. The fact that we are looking for what t, right? The fact that we are looking for t, that means the t will come out. So I'm going to write t square is equal to, right? Then you s square plus q square minus 2sq cos of angle what? Cos of t. Any question? And how to come up with, so remember I say this particular formula C is going to give you but they will give you as a square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2ab cos of angle A, right? But you have to tweak it to whatever letters they will give you. So in this case, I have QTS. So I tweak the ABC into what TQ and what S. All right. So wherever you have T, we are going to put 7 square. Wherever we have S, we put 8 square, right? Wherever I have Q, we put what? Q will be what number? What will
10
be
square.
10
10.
square? All right. Minus 2 times 8 times 10 cos of angle T. So here we are looking for the angle, right? So most of the time, we always will find a side using the cosine rule. But this time around, we want to find the angle. So this will give me 49 here is equal to 64, right? Plus 100. Then we multiply these two times this will give me 16. 16 plus 10 give me 160 cos of T. Right? Then we are going to get 49 here. We are going to add these two here. Now remember that we have to add these two, right? So 64 plus 100 will give me 164. Right? Minus 160 cos of T. Okay, guys, there's one important thing you guys need to know. Right? One very important thing you guys need to know. You see this one here? You can minus 164 minus 160. You do that, that's mathematically wrong. So what you are going to do first is you are going to move the 164 to this side, right? So you are going to get 49. So pay attention to that one. Is that okay? Because that can easily confuse you. 49 minus 164 is equal to negative 160.
My leg hurt. Daddy, no, both of my leg hurt.
Go and lie down and stretch it.
I know that, but it didn't even work. Then when I shake it, it didn't work.
Okay, so we get to a cos T. Right. Now 49 minus 164, what do I get, please? $49 minus 164, what do we get? Anyone?
Negative 115.
Negative 115. Right? It's equal to negative 160 cos T. All right, so we are going to divide now. So we're going to get to a negative 115, right? Divided by negative what? Negative 160 is equal to cos T. All right. So when you work it out, what do we get? Negative 115 over negative 160. What do we get? So the two negatives automatically will give me what?
Positive.
Right.
Positive.
Right, will give me positive. So I'll get to when you work it out, what do we get?
0.718.
So you get what 0.7 what?
18.
718. Good. It's got to a cos t. Now remember that you want to find the angle, right? You want to find the angle. So when you have you put here cos or t here. Now I want to find angle t now. So we are going to say that theta is equal to cos inverse cos -1 of 0.718. 718. All right. Then we'll work it out now. What is cos inverse of 0.718?
$44.11.
44.11. All right. So they never tell me to the nearest number or something, so we can leave it right there. So we say that therefore angle what? You're going to say that therefore angle Q T S is equal to 44.11 degrees. Yeah. Any question?
So I didn't you get that answer.
Which one?
So put in the cost inverse on the calculator.
Okay, so for the cost inverse, you are going to press shift then cos. Shift
Oh,
cos.
shift first.
Yeah, press the shift first. Then press the cos. Then
Then
you see the negative one will come, cos negative one will come up. Then press the 0.718.
so shift first. Then the cost. Oh, yeah. So negative.
Take your time. Look,
So,
not everybody's own is like that. So depending on what type of calculator you have. Which calculator you have?
it's
But what you can do, this side is 70 degrees. Follow me, everybody. Now, you can find this angle here, right? Angle on the straight line add up to what?
180.
180. So you can start
180.
something. So if this side is 180, what will be this angle here?
Oh, 110.
110. So you can put a 110 here. Everybody see that? Now, because if you're 70, you'll be 110. But from year to year, from the O to the Z, what do we call it? From the O to the Z, what name is given to it?
Radius.
Radius. Good.
Oh,
And from year to year, from the O to U, what do we call it?
Radius.
That's also radius. So we have two radius now. If you have two radius here, Right. What type of triangle is this?
Right angle.
Isosceles.
Isosceles triangle. What do you know about the isosceles triangle?
Of two equal
Sides are
sides.
equal.
Two sides are equal and their corresponding angles are what? Equal. So what it means is this: if this side and this side are equal, that means these two angles here also have to be what? The same.
Equal.
Everybody understand that? So all what we are going to do here is this: for me to find angle O U Z, right? We can say it's got to 180 degrees, 180 degrees, right? Minus open bracket 110,
Yes.
110 degrees, right? Divided by what?
Two.
Divided by 2, right? So when we work it out, this give me 70 degrees divided by 2, right? 70 degrees divided by 2 will give me what? 30 what?
35.
35 degrees. So this would have been one way we could have find that, right? So everybody get that. So that means here is 35, here is 35, and here that be what? 110. So when you add the 110 plus the 35, that will give you what?
180.
180 degrees. So that is every known, right? Now, for those of us who can apply, the secretary business, what we can do, I'm going to show you what also we can do here. Now, remember carefully that this is the angle at the what? This is the angle, right? At the center,
Center.
right? Right. So if this is the angle at the center, right? This angle here will be angle at the what? Circumference, right? So if this side is if this side is 70, this angle is going to be what? 35.
35.
Everybody understand what I'm saying? But if here is 35, if this is radius and this is also radius, that means automatically yes, so it's going to be what? 30 what? 35 degrees. Everybody agree with me? Now remember now that you can use this 70 degrees to get the 35. Angle at the center is twice the angle at the what? Circumference. So if this side is 35, automatically you would have been 35. 70 and what? 35. But if here's 35 degrees, since this and this they are radius, that means these two angles have to be the same. So that means if here's 35 degrees, this angle is going to go 35 degrees. So that's another way of getting back the same 35. Clear so far? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What them say now? Angle UV what? UVY. So I'm going to find angle, right? UV what? And what?
One.
Y.
One.
How do I find angle UVY? U, where is it now? U, V, and what? Y. They want to find this angle here. We want to find this angle. Follow me. This angle they want to find, right? Anyone can help me to find that angle? Okay, let me ask the question, guys. This is radius, and this is the tangent, right? This is radius. Look at it. This line here is radius, and this is the tangent line. How many degrees will form right here?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Because when the radius and the tangent forms this, they form a what? 90 what?
Degrees.
90 degrees. Now, let's go. The next thing we are going to ask ourselves, what will be this angle here? Who can tell me what is this angle here? If this side is 35, right? If this side is what? If this side is what?
35.
Right.
So that would be 35 as well.
There will be 35, right? Here will be 30. Because
It's on the radius same way.
right, this is what? This is what?
70.
Half of 70 to give what? 35.
35.
All right. Now, so what we do next here is this. We want to find, so we have 90, 35, and we want to find theta, right? So that means that this will give me what? 180 degrees, right? Minus open brackets,
90
90 plus
plus
what?
35.
Right. All right. Now we work it out. So this give me 180
Minus
8
125.
minus 125. Yes. Right. Which will give me what?
55.
55 degrees. Right. So our advice that you go ahead and write your little reason why this side is what? Why this side is what? The 90, and why this side is what? 35. You can do that on your own. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Now let's move on to the last question. No, I mean the last
Sir,
one. Yes, go ahead.
sir, before you move on, sir, I can explain the number A, y divided by 2. I don't
No, because remember that we said that we said that this angle is 110. You remember that? That the angle O here is 110,
yes, sir.
but this side is 70 and 110. Now we said that ZOU is isosceles triangle. ZOU is what? Isosceles triangle, right? In isosceles triangle, the two sides are equal and two angles are equal. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, so if this and this, if there is R, this is radius, I mean this part here, this side is radius and this side is also radius. That means these two angles should have been the same. So what we did was this, if this is 110, that means the two angles have to be the same. So you say 180 minus 110 divided by 2. You'll get 70 divided by 2, give me 35. You follow through?
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, somebody is asking how I got a 90 now. When the radius, remember that thing, when this radius here, I'm using this one here. When this line here, you see the blue line here I have drawn here, right? And this line here, when they make contact right here, this will form 90 what? Degrees. When the radius and the tangent line meet, they form a what? 90 what? Degrees. So something you can't forget. Once the radius make contact with the tangent line, this one we call it tangent line. The line which touches the circle at one point is called a tangent line. All right, that clear so far? You good so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now, next one now, we want to find angle UW what? WO, right? How do I find angle UWO? UW what? Oh, I want to find this angle here. Now, yeah, you have to be smart, guys. If I want to find UW, you are going to use triangle OUW. I repeat, you use triangle what? OU what? W. So remember that this side is 70, this side is what? 90. The all what you need is what? This angle. So that'll be 180 degrees. Everybody understand so far what I'm trying to do here?
Yes, sir.
Minus the 70 degrees, which would have been this.
Plus the 90 degrees.
That's the 90 degree. Exactly. Right. Then you work it out. So this will give me 180 degrees.
Minus 160.
Minus 160. Minus 160. Right. So what do we get?
20 degrees.
20 degrees. Any question? We will be able to find angle UWO. And guys, remember to go through all the second theorems, right? Angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. The angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference, right? The angle opposite the diameter is what? 90 degrees. Angles at the circumference showing the same arc segment are equal, blah, blah, blah. Go through them and help yourself. Okay, so let's move on. So those who are copying, just do that for me quickly. Then move on to the last question of number 10. Then later move on to number 9. We're starting from the back to the front. For the meantime, those who want the paper, I am going to put the paper in the chat. I'm going to download the paper in the chat. All what to do is this, you click on it and you can get access to the file, right? So I'm going to try it in. Some of you might get it. Oops. Oh no. Okay, before I do this, cancel. It's supposed to be for everyone, everybody in the house. Yes. So we come here to your computer. Then I am going to look for download. Where do I get download now? Oops. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can get it for May 2012. Okay, I send it to the group for everyone. Everybody can see the paper? Everybody get access to it? Look inside the chat. I send the paper. Everybody get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is yours, right? If you don't like, if those who don't get it, I'm going to put it in the Google Classroom, then you can get access to it. Is that okay? So don't worry. Before the class ends, I'll give you the Google Class link. You can go and get the same inside. So can I clear the screen now? All right. So look at what they say. So you want the paper, just look inside the chat. Right inside the chat, the paper is right there. Just click on it and you can get the paper itself. All right. Name the triangle, name the triangle in the diagram which is congruent to the word triangle. All right. So talk to me, guys. What do you mean by congruent?
So congruent mean again. Same size, same shape, something like that.
Right. So so they gave you that you are going to name another angle in this circuit theorem here, which is have the same angle and shape as what? ZOU.
YOX.
YOX. Yes, it's be Y what? YOX. Beautiful. Now, give me another one which is the same congruent to what? Yx,
Yeah.
yxu. Y, this is
Z,
what? Yxu. Yxu is this one, right? Yx what? U.
yeah.
If
So
you keep,
ZUX.
yes,
ZUX.
Sir, Z,
ZUX, right? So that was ZU what? X.
X.
And you get to easy one mark, isn't it? Okay. So we say this is easy, right? So as we say, they say this is among. Among means very this here. So let's go now. We good so far? So those who don't see it, look at this triangle here. You see this part here, this part of the triangle here, and this part of the triangle are the same, right? So that's what they say. ZOU and UOX, they are the same because this side and this side, they are the same, right? Then when you look at the other side now, when you look at this one, look at this triangle here, this part here, or this one here, right? This side here is similar, is the same as this part here, right? So we say that they are what? Congruent. Okay? Okay, so that is it. So let's move on to the next parser. So we are looking at number, we finished with number 10, 11 now. So we are at number 9. Oh. Question, everybody have them graph paper?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We need a graph paper for the linear programming, all right? Okay, that's going to be a trick one for me. But let me see, I'll go around it. Okay, so let's do the 9a first. So I want you to solve y is equal to 8 minus x is equal to, then 2x plus xy is equal to negative 16. How will I solve this equation for 5 marks? What will I do? Will I solve this type of simultaneous what equation? Can I use method of elimination here? Can we use method of elimination? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, so we can use method of elimination. So which method you suggest that I should use?
Eliminate.
Ah, elimination, no, sir. One is quadratic. Now remember that this one is linear equation. This one is linear equation, right? And this is quadratic equation. So once it's linear and quadratic, how do I know that it's linear? Because it's the form of y is equal to 8 minus x. Once you see the square, the product, or dividing, then that should be what? Quadratic, all right? So I have to use method of substitution, right? We have to use what we call method of substitution. How do I get this now? So I'm going to write this as y. You see, that's why I say y is equal to 8 minus x. Right, and I have what? I have 2x squared plus xy is equal to negative 16. So we name this one equation 1. We name this one equation 2. All right. Now remember that we are going to substitute So since the y is standing by itself, I'm going to say that I'm going to substitute equation one in equation two. 1 in 2. So I'm going to write equation 2, 2x squared minus x. Now remember, no, wherever I have what y, I'm going to put y minus what x, right? So I am going to put here, I'll put open brackets. Now I'll put your 8 minus x, right? Is equal to what? Is equal to negative 16. So bear in mind what I did here, right? Is that I substitute the first equation inside the what? Second equation, because I have to use method of substitution. Wherever I have y, instead of the y, I take the y out and replace it by what? 8 minus x. Then I'm going to expand the bracket. So how do we expand the bracket now? We're going to get 2x squared plus 8x minus x squared is equal to negative 16. Right? So we group all the like terms, although equal to 0. So we are going to get 2x squared minus x squared plus 8x plus 16. Why plus 16? I need to equal it to 0. So for me to equal to 0, I bring the negative 16 on the left hand side, inside here now to come, so you come positive 16 is equal to 0. We follow so far? Then
Yeah.
this will give me 2x minus 1x will give me x squared, right? Plus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. All right, so I get equal to what?
Sir, where did it
0.
two?
Uh,
Where's the two? Remember you have 2x squared, you put x
yes,
squared.
and remember that there is 1 here. 2x squared minus 1x squared. What do you get?
Okay, okay.
1x.
Right, we get 1x, or we say x squared. All right.
Now I see.
Okay, good. So we are going to get x squared plus 8, x squared plus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. Now, so let's move on now. I need to factorize this now. Anybody can help me out to factorize this one now. I have x squared plus 8x plus 16. How do you factorize this? Anybody can help me, please?
So I multiply, but then I go multiply. So I go see what you
First
multiply.
number by the last
A
number.
times B,
Right. So it'd be what?
A,
The first number, the a times the
A
c.
times
So
The times C.
it'd be 1 times 16. Yes.
Yeah,
1,
16.
we get
but
16. Right. We get
again,
16. All right. So when you get a 16, and then we look for two numbers. When you multiply, you get 16. But when you add it, you get what? 8. What are those two numbers?
there are four times
4 times 4. So get 4
4.
and
Mm.
4. All right. So get 4 and 4. Right. So when you get the 4 and 4 now, we are going to place the 4 and 4 with this. So we are going to get what? X squared, right? Plus 4x
That's 4x.
plus another 4x. All right. Plus 16 plus 16 is equal to what? 0. All right. So let's see. All right. So all right. So what you're going to do here, first two and the last two. X bracket x plus 4 plus 4 bracket x plus 4 is equal to 0. All right. So remember now, what actually happened here is this: 2x squared minus 1x squared give me 1x squared. So you get 1x squared plus 8x plus 16. When you get 1x squared plus 8x plus 16, you are going to what? Factorize this. So here is 1 now. The 2x squared minus 1x turn to 1x squared plus 8x plus 16. You multiply the 1 times the 16, give you 16. Then let you use 4 and 4 to represent the 8. So represent this 8 here by what? 4 and 4. Then you're going to factorize the first two and the what? Last two. All right. So when you factorize this first, you get x bracket x plus 4. And when you factorize this next, you get 4 bracket x plus 4. So here now we are going to get x plus 4 right? Then another one, x plus 4 is equal to 0. All right. I want to find x now. So I'm going to get x is equal to 0. We're going to get what? Let me see now. X plus 4 is equal to 0. Right. So get x is equal to negative 4. 0 minus 4. Right. Then the other one would be x plus 4 is equal to 0. They are going to get x is equal to 0 minus 4. Right. So say x is equal to negative 4. All right. So we have the value of x is equal to what? 4. But remember that we are working simultaneous equation, right? If you are working simultaneous equation, we need the value of x and we need the value of what? Y. So all what we have to do is say, since my x values are the same, all what I have to do is just find the value of only one, right? So that is much easier. All what we do here is this. We are going to use the first equation to find y. So for me to find y, right, we are going to find y here. Find y. Find y. For me to find y, I'm going to say that the formula is for y. Y is equal to 8 minus what? X. Right. So I'm going to get y here is equal to 8 minus x. My x is negative 4. So I put minus 4. All right. Now, so negative give me what? Positive.
You get 12.
You get 12. So it means so we are going to get only one value now. When x is equal to what? Negative 4, y is equal to what? 12.
12.
So the answer we are going to get for this is only one answer we are getting, right? The answer we are going to get here is when x is equal to what? Negative 4, right? Y is what? 12. As my final what? Answer for this question.
Sir,
Yes, go ahead.
I don't want it to divert still enough, but I want to ask you a question. What if the other number was a different number then? Would you substitute it in the same equation? If x1 and x2 are different, would you substitute it in the same equation?
Yes, yes. So if they are, supposing you get x1 was negative 4 and your x2 was 5, you do the same thing you do for the first one. You substitute for x, you're going to put the 5 right and do the same thing. So you're going to get two different values for x and y.
Okay.
Just like you're doing normal listening, it will be two different answers.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we can move on, right? Any questions so far?
Yes, sir. Good.
All right. So let's continue with the business here, right? So we move on to the second question. I am going to clear this, but before I go any further, look at this one here, because some people still don't see this part here, right? Look at this. Let me circle the yes. You see this part here? Everybody see that? This part is 2x squared minus 1x squared. So it's not just 2x, it's 2x squared minus 1x squared. When you minus 2x squared minus 1x squared, you get 1x. Everybody understand that? Then from there, you move ahead and just do the rest as it is. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so let's move on to the next question. I'm going to clear the screen, right? But somebody should remember the answer we got a while ago. So here now, we clear the screen. What did they say? State giving the reason for your answer, whether the line y is equal to 8 minus x is a tangent to what? The curve 2x squared plus xy minus what? 7. So let me explain to you, by the way, what we mean by tangent, right? A curve and a tangent line, what it look like. Because, so for argument's sake, you are giving something like you have a u. This is the curve, right? Let me just draw it a little bit nicer. So for argument's sake, we have the curve like this. You have your y-axis, and later you have your x-axis, right? Right. Then you are going to draw your curve. Right. We are going to draw the curve. Like, let's say this is the curve. Start from here, come this way, then go way, way, way up. Okay. Now, what do I mean by tangent? A tangent is a line. It's a line that touches only one point of the curve. So for argument's sake, I am going to do something here. I put a point right here. Right. I put a point right here. Then I'm going to make one line to just touch one point, just to touch a point. That is, it can't the it can't touch more than one point. You have to touch only one point on the line. So I'll come here, then I'll try and draw something like this. Okay, I'll fix this. All right. So for argument's sake, for argument's sake, the line is supposed to touch this. Right. So if you have a tangent line, the tangent line not supposed to touch the curve. All right. So let me just see if I can make it a little better, then we can move on fast. Right. But it's something I want to explain. We have something like this. Then I have a point right here. Then I make this line touches only one point, right? It can't touch more than one point on it, so it will come like this. But I'll soon fix it. So this line here, I'll move this line. I'll make sure that you only touch a point, just a point. Right. So okay. So when I say tangent, it means the idea is this: the tangent line is this. It will only touch only one point. The line will only touch what? Only what? One point of the what? Of the curve. That's what we call tangent what? Line. This is not the exact thing, right? Because in that thing, I'm just trying it in, right? So if you look at it carefully, my line is only touching a point. It's not touching more than any two lines of the point. Now, so when they ask the question, state giving reason to your answer whether the line y is equal to what? X. So let's assume that the red line is this one here. This one represents the red line. The red line is what? Y is equal to x minus, and the curve is this one we have here. So realize that in this case here, it's only touching one point. How do I know that it's touching one point? Because the solution we got was only one value for x and one value for y. Everybody see that? It was the same thing we got for what? We got only one solution. Everybody agree with me?
Yeah.
When we work out this, what was the answer we got? We got what? What was the answer for what was the answer for this question? The answer for the simultaneous equation.
Yeah, 12. I know that. The x1 and x2 you're talking, sir?
Yes, what is the value of x1 and x?
Negative 4.
Negative 4 and what?
Negative 4.
No, just give me Negative, no, give me, I want to find -4 and -4 for the entire quest answer.
Yes, sir. X1 and X2 are the same value.
-4 for X and 12 for Y. That's what you mean?
I don't remember the answer.
12.
That's what I say. If it's a Y value, what? No, sir.
Yes,
Oh,
-4 and
12. 12.
Okay, all right. So this is the answer we got, right? It was only one solution. We never get to two words. We never get two solution, right? So because we get only one solution, that means saying this. But they ask the question whether the line y is equal to is a tangent line. So yes, this is a what? The y is equal to x. This is a tangent to the curve 2x squared plus xy minus y, because we have only what one word solution. So whatever in the touch, that's the solution you are what going to get. Are you following? Remember that this is the sketch. This is not the exact what. This is not the exact place it's supposed to be, because -4 and 12 will never fall here. -4 and 12 would have fallen somewhere here. The tangent line should have been here. So instead of the line being here, instead of this line being here, right? Instead of this line being here, we are going to put this line because -4 will be somewhere over here. So if you understand what I'm saying, it would have been somewhere over here. So I would rather put it here. Let's argument's sake, we'll put it somewhere over here, right? Then we draw the tangent line right here, right? Because is a answer we are looking for between these two, right? So that this is the tangent line, something like that, right? So that would have been the main idea of. So when I state the reason, yes, because it has only what one word solution. The main reason is this because it has only one word solution. If you have two solutions, that means say this line would have cut into two places. That means it's not a tangent, because for it to be a tangent, it should only cut at one place. Clear enough?
Sir, what does tangent mean
Tangent means
overall?
tangent line. It means it can touch only one point of a curve or a line at a time. Remember when I do the second theorem, the radius and the tangent, they meet, right? Now we say the tangent line have to meet the radius have to meet the tangent line. Am I right? To form the 90 what? Degrees. So in the curve here, it means the line, the line have to touch only one point of the curve, and that will make it a tangent. Let's not prolong this one. If I have this is not a tangent line. You know why? Because this line is cutting at 2 points, so it's not a tangent line. That clear for you? Hello?
Yes,
Who has
sir.
the question?
You said the reason was again, sir.
Because the line touches only one point of the curve.
Okay.
It has only one solution. That's the main thing. It has only what? One solution. If the line cuts, when the line cuts 2 points, that means you are going to get two solutions, and that is not a tangent line. For it to be a tangent line, you should pass only what? 1 point, just a single point, and that is it. Clear now?
Yeah.
Sir, for this answer, sir, like what is one part of it? Let's say is a tangent because it only passes one part of it.
Yeah, it's a tangent because it has only one solution, if you want to say that. If it has two solutions, it will not be a tangent. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
This line here, look at it. You see this line here I have, the second red line here, it's not a tangent because it passes through what? 2 points of the curve. So it's not a tangent line. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's not prolong this thing here. We have so many things we have to go and look into it. Now, let's go We are at what? Number 9B. Oh my goodness. This is the problem now. If you have a graph paper, take your graph paper. We have to do this because we don't know exactly what CS is going to bring anyway.
Sir, for the topic, sir, inequality is not ready.
Huh?
Sir, may I say if we still have to do it because for the topics, inequalities is not there.
Did they put linear programming?
No, sir, they have number theory, consumer arithmetic,
All right.
computation, measurement.
Okay. They are not going to put, they put algebra.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
algebra.
Okay. So don't, the algebra is part of inequality, is part of algebra. So don't fool yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
Geometry.
Then I'm going to tell you something. Do not trust CX. You hear?
Word to the wise.
They gave you the broad topics. Remember, no, the topics you were given was broad topics. They never give you specific topics, so you have to be careful. Let's go. Now, my problem is this: they are bringing this type of question these days in the session. What? The first part of the question. It used to be at the back, but now they are bringing it at the front, right? And they tell you that it's part of algebra. You need to know it. Okay. So you don't. Okay. So let me ask you the question. Did they put factorizing on the paper?
No.
Okay, but is factorizing part of algebra?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. So argument done right there. Okay, let's go. Um, let's look at this here. I will look at the question here. Can somebody read this one for me, please?
a florist makes bouquets of flower, each consisting of X roses and Y orchids. For each bouquet, she applies the following constraints.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. The number of orchids must be at least what? Half the number of what? Roses. So they say, then the other one, there must be at least three what? At least two roses. The next one, there must be no more than what? 12 what? Flowers. Then CXC asks, write three inequalities for the word constraints what? Given. Mhm. What will I do here? Now remember now they say X is for what? Roses and Y is for orchids, right? Now, so let's take our time and read the first sentence. The number of orchids must be at least half the number of what? Roses. So there are two things we have to look at. Okay. When they use the word at least goes for with inequality. So we need to understand which inequality goes with at least. That's the first thing I'm going to do, right? When you use the word at least, which inequality is that? Is it less than or greater than or what?
Sir, less than equal.
It's what? It's not less than equals to the opposite.
Opposite. Oh, greater than or equal to.
It's what greater than what? Equal to.
Equal
What?
to.
Now remember now, if I say I'm going to give you at least $50, I'm going to give you at least what? If I'm going to give you at least 100 US dollars, I'm telling you that I can give you more than 100. I can give you 100 US or what? More, right? When if I tell you I'm going to give you at most now 100 US dollars, I'm telling you that the maximum I'll give you is what? $100 or what? Less, right? That makes sense to you? Now, so
Yes.
when we come here now, at least is what? Greater than equals to, right? And at most is what? At most is what? Less than what?
Less than or equal to.
Right? Less than what? Equals to. So we need to know those, we need to know these two things very good, right? So they say that the number of orchids must be at least half the number of what? Roses, right? Now, we know that X is for roses because that's what they told us, right? So X is for roses and Y is for what? Orchids. So look at it. These are the key things. X, roses, and what? Orchids. Now, which one they mentioned first? The number of orchids, right? So we are going to say the first inequality we are going to write is going to be Y, right? Who want to help me out? Y must be at least half of the roses. So when is this at least? Which inequality will I use?
Greater than or equal to?
We say Y is greater than equals to what? 12. It's equal to what? Half of what? Half, half of X.
Half of X.
So instead of this roses, you put what? X. And instead of the orchids, you put what?
Y.
Right. So that's the first what? Inequality. Any question on that? How to write the inequality? It's very important. Everybody know what to do, how to write it. Right. They might not ask you to draw it, but they can give you the information, and you have to what? Write the inequality for them. Next question. There must be at least two roses. Right. They say there must be at least what? Two roses. What do we use to present roses?
The X.
So we are going to put X, right? Because this is referring to just for roses. So put X. So put X, right? Must be at least two roses. So it'll be X what? Greater than equals to. Now remember that I should put the equal sign on this one. Greater than equals to what? 2.
2.
Clear so far? So we've done the first one and the second one. Now, how will I do the third one?
There must be no more than 12.
No.
All right, so
XY.
No, okay. And okay, they say that there must be no more than 12 flowers. What type of flowers are we talking about here?
The rose and the
What type of
orchid.
flowers were the rose and the orchids,
Orchid.
right? So we are going to do that. It will be X plus what? Plus the Y. It should be no more than. So what will I use for? When I say no more than, is it greater than or less than?
Less than or equal to 12.
Right, it should be less than what? Equals to what? 12. So this will be 2. There were 3 inequalities for 3 marks.
Oh.
All right. Now, so remember that tonight we are just doing tough stuff. All right. Okay. So this Y greater than equals to half X, X greater than equals to 2, X plus Y less than equals to what? 12. Are we clear? We good so far?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right. So now the only thing we are going to do now is the how to draw this thing on a graph paper, right? So I'm going to ask everybody to take out your graph paper for me. And I also have to go and look for a graph paper on the system. All right. So that we can what? Do this together. All right. And for those who don't have the graph paper, don't worry yourself. What to do, you just watch what we are going to do. Then later you screenshot it. So whenever you have time, at least find one graph paper and do the same. Is that okay? All right. So we go ahead and I'm going to look for my graph paper. So I clear. Somebody write these 3 inequalities for me. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I am going to look for graph paper. Okay. All right, so let's go. I am looking for my graph paper. Okay, just give me a minute, guys. 1 minute. Pause. All right, so as quickly as possible, just to do some quick recap, right? I was giving, uh-oh. All right. So remember that first of all, you have to what? Get the equations. Then after you draw the lines, now, for both of them, the y is equal to half x is equal to greater than 2, and x plus y is equal to 12. So this is x is equal to 2, x plus y is equal to 12, and y is equal to what? Half. You would have done that. You would have done that aspect, right? You would have done that aspect first. Then you work it out, right? Then after that, now you substitute the values to get which one is the maximum what? Profit, right? I'm not sure if this slide was recorded, but let's see. Okay, so that would have been this. How will I draw the fourth diagram for this?
Here, them a come by 4, the dash them. Here, so
So
the
this
third
is
one is 12. Third one is 12, so that the fourth one will be 16 now. That's
so. Oh no, this is so. So this would have been 3 dots, 5 dots, 7 dots. So the other one would be 9 dots. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you draw the lines to that now for the 9 dots at the bottom, right? Then later you are going to increase. This one is here is going increasing, I think, in the same direction. 1, 1. This is 2, 3. This is 4. So that means here should be 5 dots. So you just get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 5. Then what you do, you just join them. Make sure that you have the 5 dots on both sides. At the bottom would have been 7, and this side would have been 5 and 5, and you get your what? Your. But then again, what would have happened? They will give you the what? They will give you. They are going to give you like something to write it on, so you don't have to actually draw the dots by yourself. All right. So that would have been it for this. So let's go to what? Table now. How are we going to look at the table for 2 minutes and see if you're able to solve the table for me? Look at the table and see how you think would have was solved this table out.
So yes, sir. I would have 16.
So here would have been 16.
Yes, sir. 2
And what
times
will I write here?
4 plus 1. 2 times
2,
4 plus 1.
2 times 4, yes, plus 1. Which give me what?
9.
9. Okay. This is 10. What will I put here?
10.
10. By the way, how do you get a 10?
So because them are square each other. They're so like they're
Okay,
square
so
times
10
1.
square give you 100. Okay, all right. Then what will I put here?
2 times 10 plus 1.
2 times 10 plus 1. Okay, 2 times 10 times 1. Which give me what?
21.
This will give me 21. Okay. All right. Then this is 10.
So is
So
that 16 supposed to be there or 15?
which one?
In the area of the triangle. 15 and
No,
16 must go yourself.
no. 4 square will give you, what is 4 square?
Okay.
All right, because everything here go by square. 1 square give me 1, 2 square give me 2, 3 square give me what? 9.
Okay,
This
okay.
is
Yes, I
12.
realize.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when this side here is 20, what will I put here?
400.
400. Okay. All right. Then what will I put here now?
2 times 20 plus 1.
2 times what? 2 times 20 plus 1. Right. So that
41.
give you 41.
40.
All right. All right. Then,
This now would have n square.
so they be n square. Yes. So this give me n square. Here will be n square. Yes. And here will be giving more.
2 times n
2, 2 times n plus 1.
plus 1.
Right. Which will give me 2n plus 1. Right. So this give me what? 2n plus 1. Plus 1. Clear?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we finished. We just finished with question what? Question 8. Anything left in question 8 to do? Let me go down. or no?
Question
Okay.
8.
The question 8. We just finished
Question
question
8
8.
easy. 1 by 3 question like that.
Right. Well, it should be lucky. But nevertheless, you can. All right, it's possible. Possible. All right. So you guys realize that we'll move a little bit faster, right?
Yeah.
Because those ones we did at the back were actually rough. Okay, so that's how it goes. So let's move on
Number
next.
7.
Why this time I do that? Okay, so we are moving on to question 7. Okay, so question 7 happens to be what? Uh, Cumulative frequency curve, right? And yet we'll be required to get a graph for us. Paper, all right? But you can do this one quick and fast, right? So if you have a graph paper, you can just try that quickly. But for the meantime, right, they say the table below shows the ages to the nearest year, the number of persons who visited the clinic during the particular week. Ages 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to what? 89. The number of persons 4, 11, 12, 20, 15, and 3. Then we have 4, 15, dash, dash, and 30. Copy and complete the table to show the cumulative what? Frequency. So the question I asked you guys, how will I complete this table?
4 and 11 give 15. So 11 and 20 give 11 and 20 give you 30. So 31.
No, so not 11 and 20. 15 and
So you
30.
you add a 15 and a 20,
Yes.
which give you what? 30 what? 35,
35.
right? Then you are going to add the 50,
35
35 and
and 12.
12, which give you 40 what?
47.
Right, you get 47.
47 and 3.
47 and 3, which will give you
50.
50.
Yeah.
So that's how you complete the what? That. All right. Then after that, now we are going to take our what? Graph paper and go into it now. Okay. So we need a graph paper now to do that. So for the meantime, I need somebody to screenshot it because I will need this numbers here. I will need the 49. I will need this last numbers here and the cumulative what? Frequency. Now remember, when you are going to draw the graph, right? You need the either the upper class limit or the upper class boundary with the cumulative what? Frequency.
Frequency.
In this case here, I'm going to use the what? The upper class limit here, right? And the what? Cumulative what? Cumulative
Frequency.
frequency. I'm using these two to draw the what? The cumulative frequency curve. So I need somebody to write this one down for me. So when I go on the graph, it will be easier for me,
49 to 89.
right? So 49 to 89, right? Then you have 4, 5. If somebody write it down, please let me know that I can move on to the
4,
graph.
15, 35, 47, 50. Okay, sir.
All right. So look at what they say now. Using 2 centimeters, it's very important to pay attention to the scale they give you. Now, remember that in the graph, you are required to use what? Find that. Are you there? Find that. You go to your bed. You are using 2 centimeters.
Present.
Okay. Checking. 2 centimeters to what? 10 years on the what?
Exactly.
And the
Axis.
x-axis
Right. It's very
and
important to
1
look at
centimeter
centimeter to 5 on the what? Y-axis.
on the
It's
y.
important we 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 try to understand the scale. All right. So let's go straight to this now. So I am going to share back my screen so that you can get the what is yes. Okay, so I need my graph back. Okay. So what I am going to do, I am going to clean everything here, right? Everything I have to clean it up. Why? Because if not, everything will just, right? So I'm using the same graph paper. Lucky me, eh? One graph paper for everything. All right, so the reason is this, they took away those things from me, so I have to use this one and save them. Not even the graph, but all right. So we have been asked to use, what was the scale again?
49 to 89.
What was the scale itself? 2
2
centimeters
centimeters
2 centimeter.
to what? 10?
and 5
No.
on the Y.
You never pay attention to that. We can say that. Yeah, just say something. All right. So it's very important when you get the question, pay attention to this they gave you. All right. So when we come here, we are going to draw another L here, right? So I'll take my pen and draw one L. All right. This is the L. Right. Then I move on to the other side. I'll come this side. Right. Then we'll go this way. All right. So what we're gonna do now is this, right? Would have come here. Then they say, now remember that the thing starts from where? It starts from 40. So you can't start from 0. So what I would advise you to do is that everybody draw one is exact like this, and you're going to put here 40, 40. Then the next one will be 50. So you start at 40. Is that okay, everybody? 50. Then what? 60. 70. 80. 90. Then what? I'll stop at 90. Then here now, they say each one is 5. So this will be 5. Am I right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, all right. This one goes up to which number?
49 to 89.
50.
So this one, so 45.
So, hold on.
50.
This
Up to 50.
4, 15, 34, 14.
So we have what? Give me the figures I need now.
4, 15, 35, 47
No. 40 to 49 to what?
to
40
89.
to 49.
Okay, so hold on.
49 to 89.
Hold on. 40, so you have 49,
To
59,
89.
69.
59. Yes, I'm using what I need.
79. 89.
79. Right.
89.
Nine. right? Then what is this number here? What's the 4?
4,
Yes.
15.
15, yes.
I don't remember where to get this again.
35, 47, 50,
35,
47,
47, and what?
50.
All right. So you say 49 and 4. So 49 and what? 4. 49 and 4 is right here. 49 and 4 is right here, right? $59 and what? And 15.
15,
So you plot that one, right? Then what? 69 and what? 69,
35,
69, 35, 35 would have been right somewhere like this. Right. So it's one line before what? Remember that it would have been one line before 70 will be 69. Right. Then one line before 80 will give me what?
79,
79, then what? 47.
47.
So 2 lines after what? It would have been 2 lines after 45.
45, 2 lines after 45,
Then what? 89 and what? 50. So
50,
50 right here. So somewhere over here. Are you seeing that, everybody? Then we'll
Yeah.
draw the curve. So this will come like this. Right. So you have 1, right? 2, 3. Right. So these are the points. Right? So this is more like this like and remember that here you are going to put what was the column over? Remember that you always have to label the x-axis and the what? Y-axis. Right. Who remember what was here? What was the name on the first column?
Age.
Age. Okay, so age in years, right? So here you put your age in years, age into bracket years, right? Then here you put your cumulative frequency. Now, so you have to remember that you put your cumulative frequency versus what? Versus age,
Age.
right?
yeah, this is on the show,
Bracket years, right? All right.
Yeah,
So,
let's not pass through again. Oh,
so that's that beneath. Then what they asked us to do, what was the first question they asked? Okay, so here they had asked for, okay, so they
the
asked for the
median
median
age.
age, right? I want to find the median age. How do I find the median age now? So we are 50 here, right? If you are 50, you go to what?
Half
50,
of it.
half of it. So you go to
25.
25. Yes, so go to 25. So here would have taken, I'm taking a different color. Right. So go to 25. 25. I mean, take a ruler. Uh, so go to 25, right? And we draw the broken line. 25. So you come here, you draw the broken line. When you read the curve, you stop. I repeat. When you read the curve, you what? You stop. Then later you go down. So for argument, you come here and you go down, right? All right. So you come here, you draw the broken line, you go down. All right. So if this is 25, you go down. When we tell you stop and go. So I'm getting, for argument's sake, I'm getting like 61 or 62. I don't know what you guys get. Anybody tried it? Now, before I move, remember I think this one is for the upper class limit here. And this one is the cumulative frequency. Is that okay? So remember that I'm using the word the upper class limit and the word cumulative word
You can see.
frequency to draw the graph. So I get 61. Anybody tried it to tell me if they're on the right track or what? Or everybody I watch?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, somebody getting 64. That's fine. That's okay. Okay, so somebody getting 64. I'm getting 60 something. That's fine. All right. What's the last question? What's the next question they ask here? The probability that a person who visited the clinic was what? 75 years or what? Younger. Draw lines on your graph to show how these estimates were what? Obtained, right? So what we go to 75 here. We say we should draw line. We come to 75, right?
$59 to 15,
All right. So this would have been this.
69.
What's that? This one here crooked. Then you come here and you go and read. So it had been. I'm getting. Oh no. I'm using the wrong software. Other guys. Play.
$89 to 50.
So 75, right? And I want to find the probability for 75 years or younger, right? So when I go to 75 now, I am going across. I'll go across to get the what? The information, right? So I'll come here and I'll put it right here, right? And I will do this. All right. What do I get? I'm getting 42 or 43. I don't know what to get. So I'll say the probability less than what? 75, right? It will give me what equals to what? 42 over what? 50. I get 42 over 50. I don't know about you, so you have to tell me what you get. Now, and somebody can work it out and tell me what you get for that.
No. You do go out to 40, sir?
Mm.
You do, never catch up
Oh,
on it all.
come again.
No, sir, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one. I'm going to read the question. It's all right.
Okay, they asked the question. Hold on. So
The
I'm
person
coming
who
to
is in the
soon.
clinic was 75 years and younger.
Okay, 75 for younger. So when they say 75 for younger, you are looking for the probability 75. So from this part, you're going down. So when you go to 75, you reach this thing and you what? You you will stop and you go where?
Across.
Across. And when you go across, you get what? You're 40 what? 42 or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, we get 42.
All right. So it would have been 42 over 50. Okay. We good so far.
Yeah.
All right. So that is that. We finished with the what? The cumulative frequency curve. All right. And we are moving on to what? Number 6. Right. So we are moving a little bit faster now.
So
Right.
enough to bring
Number,
that down to more then. Enough to break it down no
come
more
again.
than the 42, 42 over
No,
50. Leave it
of course you
alone.
can break it down. Break it down. Let
Oh,
me tell me what do you get when you break it down.
no, that's the answer.
Oh, 0.84. Okay. So somebody did it already. 0.84. Right. 0. What? 8 was
Wow.
84. Right. So what you just take a calculator and what? Divide, and that is all, right? You
Yeah.
don't kill yourself over something you can what? Manage.
Okay. No, I was just asking if we can just leave it as it is. I will
Um,
have to break it down.
mm, if you leave it, you still get the marks anyway.
Okay.
But it's always good if you can break it down as a math person. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, all right. So let's go now. Okay. Where are we?
Number 6. Yeah, move on down.
Yeah, we are moving on to number 6 now. Yes. Number 6 now. So number 6. Okay. So we finished number 7. We went to number 6. Okay. This is number 6, everybody. Okay. So for number 6 now, number 6, I need. Okay. If you don't have a graph paper, don't worry. I just want you to look at it, right? Just watch us as we go along how to find they ask for the center of enlargement, right? They ask for they ask for what?
The
Hold on,
center.
let me see some. Right, right. They're asking for center of enlargement, guys. Okay. They're asking for center of what? Enlargement. How do I find a center of enlargement? All what we need to do is we take our ruler. In this case, they take a ruler and join the end with the you see this coordinates here and this one they are the same, right? You join the n and the r, and you draw one line, and later you are going to join the q. You join the q and the q, right? So I'm putting the vertices of the same kind, the q and the q and the what?
And the M.
Then the next thing you are going to do, you join which other one are you going to join?
P and the N.
Yes, we
What's
join
that?
the what? The P and the what? The
Yeah.
P and the L. Where the three lines meet, that is your center of what? Enlargement. So let's start. So we take our ruler and we come to the L. Make sure put right at the corner and to that corner here, and you go straight up, right, and see exactly where to cut. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Right. You go straight. Now you are going to join the Q and the M, and you do the same. The Q and the M. So when you finish, you can take the screenshot. Those who don't have anything, yeah, you put that one here, right? Then the other one now you join this one, you join this before the P with that. You realize that all of them pass through what? One single what? Point, right? So this one here, where all the twin lines meet, is what we call the center of what?
Enlargement.
Enlargement, right? So my center of enlargement would have been 1 and what?
5.
1 and 5, right? So the answer here is that be 1 and 5. 1 and what?
5.
1 and 5. Mhm. Now, then the, after you do that now, the access for one thing now, state state the what? The scale factor of the coordinates of the what? Center of enlargement. They asked me to state the scale factor. Anybody remember how to find the scale factor?
The length of one side of the object over the image or the image over the object. Yeah.
You have it mixed up. The scale factor is K, right? The scale factor is what? K. We say the scale factor is K is equal to the length of one side of the length of the length of one side of the image,
Image.
right? Of the image over the length of the corresponding side of the what? Object. So you go to the image. This side is your image. The big one is our image in this case, right? And the object is the what? The small one. Follow me in this case here. So you go to the image. Look, which side are you going to look? Which?
Why does he look like that?
Hello.
Hold on. Hold on. Hey, what you got going on there, though?
Who was that? All right. So what we gonna do? The escape pattern is called the image over the what?
Object.
Right. So I am going to look for my image. We look for the side. Which side are you going to use? Which side are you going to use? Because you have to decide which side of the image you're going to use. From P to Q.
QR.
So you can use Q. Okay. So if you use QR, you're going to use QR, right? Over what? QR over MR. M
MN.
what? What is this one?
MN.
MN. Okay, MN. All right. Now, so your QR happens to be how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means 4 over what? 1, 2. All right. So when you work it out, 4 divided by 2, give me what? 2. So the factor is 2. Now remember, somebody can use this idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
The person will use the other side 6 over what? The LM, which is 3. Bring back the same word, 2. All right. So if somebody decides to use from P to Q and L to M, they get back the same word results for the scale word factor. Any question on that? All right. So then what's the next question now? Okay. Any questions so far? how do you find a center of enlargement and how do you find a scale factor? Okay, if there are no more questions, I'll clear the screen and move on to the next question.
But sir, would that be 2 questions in one or just 1 question? Because it
No,
asks us.
no, let's look. Are you seeing the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at the A. A is they say locate the center of what? Enlargement. That's what we did with the lines first.
Yes.
Right. And the second question they say what? Say the scale factor. So that's the second one we did.
The scale factor and the coordinates. That's what I said. Put the coordinates at B. Because it said
No.
just draw the one at the top, you know. A says you must locate it.
Yes,
But
no.
B,
If you are listen, no, listen. If you are locating it, you have to draw the lines to locate it. The B is a scale factor, is the one we see the length of the image, one side of the image over the corresponding side of the object. So that's how we got the 2 for the B. So the A is just locate, and the B is why we got the K is equal to 2. You follow?
yes, sir. What is all the question structure that I was asking? If it's 2 questions that they want us to write the scale factor and also write the coordinates for the center of enlargement.
No, they never ask you for the coordinates. They just ask you locate the center of enlargement. So you have to locate it. Any way you want to locate it, to locate it. But then again, sometimes they can ask you to locate and find the center of enlargement. And the scale factor is also a different thing. When you get time, go through it and see. Okay, the next question they ask is what? Determine the area of PQR over area of what? Element, right? PQR over what? Element. Now, if one find PQR, this is PQ and what? R. Right, so you want to find the area. This is a right angle triangle, am I right? So the area of this is going to be what? Half times the base
times the height.
times the height. So this give me half my base will give me 1, 2, 3, 4. So I take times 4
times 6.
times 6, right? So you can that give me, right? So 2 goes to 1 time, 2 goes to 2.
Oh,
So this give me what? 12,
12.
right? 12 square units, right? 12 square units. Is that okay? 12 square units, right? Now, then when you do they say element now. So the other element is the same thing. So the area for that one is, which is going to be what? Half. But the base is what? 2. Everybody
2.
says,
Yeah.
and the height is what? 3.
3.
Then the 2 cancel the 2 to get what?
3.
3. To get what? 3 square
3
units.
units.
All right. Now, so you are going to divide now. So yeah, I'm going to do it over here. So this would have been what? 12 over 3, right? Which give me what? 4.
4.
All right. Okay. Any questions so far on that?
Sir,
Yes.
can you go back over that part for me, please?
Which part?
Um, the whole half times base times height.
All right. So this is the right angle triangle. You see the PQR, right? This will form a right angle here. You see that? So they ask you to determine the value of area of PQR. This is your P, Q, and R. P, Q, and R. This is the base for the PQ, and this is the height. You get that? Now,
Yes, sir.
you are going to find out the base. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how we got the 4 here. The height 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why I got a 6. You work it out and you get 12 square units. So you get 2 going to 2 one time, 2 going to 4 2 times, 2 times 6 will give you 12. Follow through for the first part. For the big one,
Yes, sir.
then the small one, you do the
Yes,
same
sir.
for the small one, right? The small one is the same thing. The base is 2, 1, 2, and the height is 1, 2, 3. So it'll be half times 2 times 3. 2 going to 2, give me 1 time. You get 1 times to give you 3. Then the question asks, determine the value of a triangle of the area of a PQR over what? Element. So PQR is 12 over element, which is 3. You divide and get what? 4. Follow?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right. So we left with one last question they're asking about, right? Now, they asked me to what? The last question they asked to draw. Everybody see that?
Yes, sure.
They asked us to draw. They say draw what? Triangle what? ABC, negative 4 and 4. So we are looking at negative 4 and 4, negative 4 and 4, right here, right? Negative 1 and 4, negative 1 and 4 is right here. Negative 1 and 4, right? Then we have negative 1 and 2 would have been right here. Right. So this will be A. This will be what B, and this is what C. All right. Then we join them and form the triangle. So that's what we have been asked to do here. We join this one here to form a what? A triangle. Mm. So you have A, B, and what? A, B, and C. All right. So when you finish now, the last question they ask is describe fully the single transformation which maps triangle element to what? To ABC. They want to find from here to here, from element from here to here. What is it? From this triangle to this triangle. Is it a reflection, translation, rotation, or enlargement?
Sure,
Like
rotation.
rotation.
That would have been what? Definitely rotation. It can never be reflection nor enlargement nor translation. The fact that the rotation changed, then it is what? Rotation, right? So how do we go into this rotation business now? So for every rotation, we have to describe it with three things, right? So we are going to say that the triangle element, MNN is mapped, is mapped, is mapped, right?
Mhm.
Onto. So be careful, look at the language. Onto, oops, onto triangle ABC,
So, mm,
A, B, C, by what? By
rotation.
rotation, right? By rotation,
Rotation.
by rotation. right?
90 degrees
By
above.
rotation with enlarge. So rotation, right? By rotation with the same. So with, so you put here with that. The first one is the center of rotation, right? We are going to determine the center of rotation, right? When you are describing the rotation, you always have to mention three things. The center of rotation. How do I get the center of rotation here? This is very simple. When you look carefully, right, if you draw this and you draw this,
0,
right, realize that the rotation will be what? Zero and what? Zero,
0,
right? Or what? Origin. So in this case here, I'm going to put the center of rotation is what? Zero, what? Center what? Zero, what? Zero,
0
right?
above the origin.
Now, about the original. Then you are going to talk of direction of rotation. Direction of rotation would have been, so it was here,
Anti-clockwise.
it will anti what? Direction of rotation,
Anti-clockwise.
it will be anti-clockwise, right? Direction would be what? Anti-clockwise. That will be anti what?
Clockwise.
Anti-clockwise, okay?
Yes. So you choose one of worst color.
Which one?
This one, they can hardly see to this still, but you can see. It's all right. Go finish it.
Anti-clockwise. We soon finish, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why. Anti-clockwise. Okay, I'm changing the color because we don't want to blind you for the last time.
No,
Then,
maybe it's me, you know. It's all right, man. I'm me alone.
then, what's the name? Okay, so we mentioned the center, we mentioned the what, the direction, and the angle now. So angle of rotation, right? The angle of rotation
90 degrees.
going to be 90 degrees, right? Angle of rotation is going to be what? Angle of rotation, right? Would be what? 90 what?
90 degrees.
90 what? Degrees. So always remember, guys, if you are describing any rotation, the rotation should give you these three elements, right? You should talk about the center. You should talk about the what? The direction, and remember to talk about the what? The angle. Those three things. Then you get your full what? Marks. All right. Any question? Any questions so far?
So,
All right. So this is the end of our question what?
6.
Question 6. So you see where how far we are coming from question 11 to question what? 6. All right. So um we clear the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So somebody asking, I am going to anybody have the access to the Google Classroom, right? Okay. So if you don't have the Google, if you don't have the access to the Google Classroom, maybe I wish somebody could put it in the chat so everybody can get it. Okay. I mean the marathon Google Classroom. Everybody have access to it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have it, I'm going to send it back. Let me see. The paper, I sent it in the chat already, no? I sent the paper itself in the chat already, but I'm going to retry again. Um, so let me clear the screen and see. Clear the screen. Right. Right. So let me see question 5. What time now?
Question 5, go carry it till 2 o'clock, sir.
Okay. So what? After 12 now?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. I think we've done the portion of the day, right? So question 5, I'm going to send this one in the Google Classroom. If you don't have it, just feel free and let me know that I can send it to. It's after 12 now. Okay. So if you don't have it, just feel free and listen. Tomorrow we have another breakthrough thing. We have I was send information for you guys to know. Tomorrow's session would have been pure straight multiple choice, starting from to 5 to 12, right? Straight multiple choice session. And the link is going to change tomorrow. So those of you who are not making your contribution, I'm sorry for you tomorrow. You will not find me here. All right. So those who did a contribution already, please let me know. Now I'll tell you exactly what the link is. That okay for tomorrow class?
So what should we do? Text you privately and let you know that
Yeah. Text me private, and I will tell you exactly what to do.
okay.